very warm welcome to all of you in this well-timed fireside chat on Road to Digital Building a Digital First Brand. Digital First is the latest buzzword in the business universe. It's trending everywhere, from boardrooms and business events to training sessions and coffee table discussions. Although some organizations began their digitization journey before the pandemic, there is no disrupting that COVID-19 accelerated the pace of digital adoption. This demand forced businesses to come to terms with our new normal. On the other hand, channel digitization is nothing new. Most companies have already embraced digital routes to market, such as websites and social media. So, what's changed? The key difference now is customers will increasingly connect with a business via digital channel first. To put it in another way, the days of considering digital as an add-on is over. Welcome to a brave new world of digital first interactions. This channel digitization is a huge consumer trend that I see across almost all industries. And that means it's a trend all businesses must consider. However, the process of adopting a digital first approach can be challenging. So we have got a renewed guest, Udit Tyagi, Chief Digital Officer, MIRCHI, to elaborate on the importance of a digital first strategy, what its components are, and how to get it right. A very warm welcome to you, Udit.
Thank you, Kalpana. It's a pleasure being here.
Same here. So, Udit, what are the top changes you have seen in customer expectations from brands in terms of how they engage with them?
I think the most important thing I've seen is the ability of a brand to pull a customer. I think the old world was a lot about brand push. The current world is a lot about brand pull, along with re-engagement. It's not just the first time that you're able to interact with the brand, but how can that recall value be inculcated into you? And how can the re-engagement be introduced at a holistic level for the brand, for the recall to happen? Any brand is incomplete if it is not solving a problem, at least in the digital ecosystem. The most important thing is you need to solve for the user. As long as a brand is doing that, you're solving the pull setup.
Yeah, absolutely. But as organizations are fast tracking their journey toward digital, what do you think? How crucial is the need to transform businesses into digital first brands?
See, I was listening to this very famous video from Jack Ma some time back. It's all over social media. He, in fact, explained that there was once a company which said, a big company, probably it was Walmart or someone, I'm not sure of the name, which asked, who met Jack Ma, and Jack Ma said that I wish we're as big as Walmart someday and probably bigger. And Walmart said, yes, I hope so. And then Jack Ma replied that you need to set up a warehouse, you need to get goods, you need to have a supply chain in place to get 10,000 customers. All we need is 2 servers. So that is the definition of the whole digital ecosystem. The reach of digital ecosystem is enormous. Look at the time an individual is spending on anything which is digital. It's not just limited to physical ecosystems. So, and the ROI that an advertiser gets out of it. So it is imperative. It is the need of the hour. If you don't move to digital, you will perish.
Yeah, absolutely. So how has the pandemic impacted the entertainment industry? Whatever you're telling, how you can relate it with your industry, and what are the customer focused transformations you are seeing in the entertainment industry over the last 2 years of the pandemic?
See, I think what the pandemic has done is that whatever was left of the entertainment industry, which had not moved to digital, is now moving to digital. And hopefully in the next 1.5 years, you won't see any ecosystem or any setup in the entertainment and lifestyle industry, which is not fully digital. Whether it's been broadcasting, whether it's been video on demand, whether it's been audio on demand, live streaming, everything's moved to digital. You even see news anchors operating out of their homes during the pandemic, using the whole digital ecosystem, which is again being broadcasted onto a terrestrial system. So even the terrestrial setups are now powered by digital ecosystems. So there is a complete transformation as far as entertainment and lifestyle industry is concerned. And what is it led to is the rise of audio holistically. The initial internet industry was a lot about lead-based models, traffic-based models. Then came the era of video, and now and the upcoming days would be the time of audio. We call this time as the time when the user still wants to be in the digital ecosystem but does not want to engage with the screen. And that's the time for audio. So the time of the day model is the model which will go ahead. And that's the transformation the entertainment and media industry is seeing now.
Yeah, so lots of podcasts we can see now.
You'll see everything happening in the audio domain. Why can't a movie be made for the audio domain? And that's precisely what MIRCHI is trying to do. If a movie exists in the video domain, a movie could exist in the audio domain. Why can't a fiction-based story? Why can't a crime thriller be in audio? And that's what we see, and that's what we feel most of the people will start moving to now, because that's something which was not truly explored, and now is coming up as an opportunity for everyone. In fact, in the international markets, we're already seeing that era, this whole phenomenon picking up, and now the same is coming to India as well.
So is it that earlier known as radio is now actually packaged as a podcast?
Not necessarily. See, the charm of radio will always be there.
Yeah.
How we call it in our ecosystem is the non-interactive streams, right? So the charm of radio would always be there, but the digital ecosystem is way, way bigger than radio. Radio would be a small, or I should say the non-interactive streams would be a small part of the digital ecosystem or the audio ecosystem. An audio ecosystem will comprise of audio stories, podcasts, crime thrillers. In fact, everything that you think can exist in the video medium can practically exist in the audio medium, and you don't have to actually be in front of the screen. So say, for example, the whole Android Auto and Apple CarPlay push. Now, that whole system can, in fact, be leveraged through the audio ecosystem as a whole. And that's a time of the day, which is a very crucial time of the day, which most of the radio companies were utilizing through the FM sets, is now becoming an opportunity for these systems which are there on an Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And the ROI is also enormous because it's through the whole digital setup.
Yeah. So how would you, take when someone asks you that there is a lot of disruption happening, and brands like Spotify, or I would say the technologies like Spotify coming up with. So how are you going to relate with it? Like, radios are going to partner with companies like Spotify, or it will be their peers? How it will be?
So Spotify and all are great examples as far as music consumption is concerned. You'll have to think of a wider segment. You'll have to think that how Spotify will exist in the wider audio ecosystem. Spotify is a great music service which is offering some amount of podcasts and some of the other things. But there are X number of things which can happen in the wider audio ecosystem. So the sense is every radio company or every company which has been in the audio domain. Now, this audio domain was probably not so digital earlier, right? Will become digital first in due course of time. Because what happens is the content is always valued. The content is always the most important thing. But at the same time, the mediums keep on changing. So the mediums would change. Right now, you're listening to something on the digital ecosystem. In few days' time, probably you'll move from the standard digital ecosystem to a subset of digital ecosystem, which is a metaverse. And eventually, you might just integrate the whole NFT model into the audio ecosystem and how that builds up. You see already a lot of companies moving in that direction who are in the media and entertainment industry.
Oh, that's quite interesting now. So the conversation is getting more interesting with metaverse, as a word coming. Yeah. So is it that MIRCHI is also planning to get into metaverse domain?
See, the case is that wherever an opportunity comes, we will explore what are the feasibility, what is the right time. All opportunities are interesting, but the most important thing is the time when you get into it. So when there is a relevant opportunity, absolutely, we won't leave that option away. MIRCHI has always been a leader in doing a lot of things. You can see the MIRCHI Plus app and where we're going gung-ho about being the whole soul setup for audio stories, along with being a part of the media and entertainment setup. As the opportunities come, of course, we definitely leverage them.
Yeah, sure. So for all the customers facing brands, omnichannel experience is among the top priorities. So how is Mirchi addressing this space to offer its audience a seamless customer experience?
See, our current focus is that we walk with the user like how should I say it? We need to be the partner of a user in solving for the user. Our first user experience is that when a user is listening to something, and when a user is getting into his car, and when the user is coming out of the car and again getting back into his home, the experience is seamless. So we're trying to address these omni-channel experiences through the in-car experience and the holistic in-mobile experience. Slowly, we want to digress out into the other physical mediums and the non-digital mediums as well.
Yeah. So why is it crucial for an entertainment brand, according to you, to launch a consumer app? And maybe, how is the recent app launch from Mirchi, I would say, enabling the brand to expand its customer engagement?
See, it's not important for a entertainment brand to launch an app. It is important for an entertainment brand to be a part of the digital ecosystem and embrace it completely, because that's where the audience are right now. That's the principal philosophy about it. As I said, the content will still remain the same, but the mediums will keep on changing. If you want to reach the right user, you have to adopt the medium that is there. Earlier, people used to listen to radio at home when it wasn't available in the cars. Then people started listening to it in the cars. Then came the mobile phones. Then came the whole app model inside mobile phones. Then came the Android Auto and Apple CarPlays. Now it's an option. Should I leave the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay away? No. For MIRCHI Plus, that was like a priority. If we launch, we need to provide a great in-car experience, because that's a time when a user is not looking at the screen. Yeah. So when a user is not looking at the screen, that's the time for audio. So why not?
So interchangeably, you mean to say it will
absolutely go, the experience should continue, which irrespective of what medium the user is using.
Right. So please talk about your roadmap and strategy to transform Mirchi into a digital first brand.
See, the overall mindset has been that Mirchi has to embrace the digital ecosystem as a whole. In fact, you would know that sometime back, Radio Mirchi removed the word radio from the whole brand that we have, because we already had started on this journey. How we're trying to look at this is we're trying to become an entertainment and lifestyle destination as a whole. And that's what Mirchi would be. Of course, this bandwagon would be led by audio as a whole, but everything will be on the digital ecosystem. I'm not saying that we will not be growing as a radio company also. We would be growing as radio, but the wider gamut is entertainment and lifestyle. So as the mediums keep on changing, we are making ourselves platform agnostic. Whatever be the medium, right? Mirchi would be there for its audience. That's the whole idea.
Yeah. So expanding the horizons.
By all means. By all means.
Yeah. So what are the elements which are crucial to transforming a business into a digital first brand?
I think the most important element for transforming a business into a digital first brand is to understand, and of course, is to change the mindset of the old school of thought, but also at the same time is about making everyone realize the advantages and the ROI which a digital brand brings into the business, which it does not just bring in to the brand as a whole, but also to the advertisers and the partners that are related to it. The moment everybody starts realizing it is the word go, and everybody starts moving in that direction. So I think it's just a start that is required.
Yeah, but what are your suggestions for the audience to drive their focus towards a digital first brand?
Because the future is all digital, the present is all digital. Whatever will come in future will also be a subdomain of digital. So it tells a lot about the continuity of the brand, about the future outlook of a brand, and about the longevity of the brand. So the brands which are digital first are the brands which will survive and are there to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much, Udit, for your time and joining us today. And it was quite an interesting conversation and great insights into the digital first strategy. The takeaway here is whatever your industry now is actually, now is the time to start thinking about the impact that digital products and a digital first approach may have on your company. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so since the end of your the end goal of your business is customer satisfaction, digital approach with the option of personal interaction can make all the difference. I think that's the key takeaway. And in the, especially in the post pandemic world, this will be crucial for you to for your business to thrive.
By all means, absolutely, bang on.
All right, thank you so much.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.